Hello, my gorgeous souls. So happy to have you here today with me at the channel. I have another pick a card reading for you. And before we get started, I just wanted to again say that welcome, first of all, to anybody who's brand new. I am brand new here on YouTube doing readings, and I'm really enjoying myself. I'm really still feeling into the energy of how I want to approach this creatively and what kind of content I want to bring to you. And I'm very appreciative of any feedback. The few people that have started to leave comments for me, it's so valued because it helps me to know and be further guided on what type of content to bring you all. So that's wonderful. I'm also seeing that my videos are getting more views. My channel is growing a bit, and I'm so encouraged because this really is an endeavor of love. It is something I have felt guided and called to do for a long time. And, of course, I want it to be successful. I want it to not only be abundant, it's already because I'm already feeling so good doing it, but I also want it to be of value to others. It's really important to me as part of my soul mission that I, support the collective. And, to do that, it has to reach them. So I implore you, if you are new and you are just stopping by and you happen to enjoy this video and resonate with the reading, that you please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, doing whatever engagement that calls to you with my videos and with my channel. Because quite honestly, that helps me to become more popular, to show up in search results, to have my content more widely available to more people on a grander scale all over the world, which is, of course, exciting and my goal. So with that said, I have another pick a card reading for you all today. 3 piles, big shadow, so I apologize for that, but we're going to do our best. We are going to be asking today what your person wants to say to you, what messages they have for you. Now, admittedly, I don't have many message decks yet. Again, I'm brand new. I have actually a ton of decks. I have like over 100 and some decks that I have accumulated just within like the last year or two, because I haven't been reading tarot for more than about like 3 years or so. But I have a very expansive collection, and yet I don't have a lot of message decks. So I thought, how can I still bring to everyone messages forth from their person, to give them some insight into what this person wants to say, wants to tell them, whatever messages from their heart that they have. And I think we can achieve that through tarot and oracle today. I won't be doing actual channeled messages. I don't really feel guided to do that in particular, that style of a reading, but I do think that it will be great to just see what the tarot wants to bring forward about your person and whatever they're feeling most about you right now that they want to share and express to you. So I think that'll be a good reading for today. Hopefully it's one that you enjoy. Again, 3 piles for you and a couple of stones, mystery stones. So if you have any insight into what these are, I would be most appreciative. I always know what the stone is when I first purchase it. And I'm mostly just drawn to the color or to the, the stylization of whatever natural elements exist within it. However, nature decides to make it individually. So like this one being all like the purple and the different striations. I'm drawn to how they look more than what they are and their properties, their crystal power properties. But, as always, I am open to feedback. So if you happen to know what these 2 stones are, I'd be most appreciative, because I couldn't figure it out this morning and I didn't want to spend too much time worrying about what the stone was. I just wanted to get the reading out, quite honestly. So with that said, we're just going to call this one the aqua stone and then the purple stone. But we have first for you, pile 1 is the Dreamkeepers tarot. Ooh, now you can see it a little better. That shadow isn't so strong. And that is going to be with the Amazonite, beautiful aqua colored stone as well, turquoise. Then we have what I'm calling the aqua or mint colored stone. I thought maybe this could have been like Larimar or something, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to hold it up close. And if you can just get a good idea of it, how it looks. If anybody who is a crystal guru knows what this is, I would love to know. It's going to be paired with the Pacific Northwest Tarot. And then the final deck that we have for you to choose from is the Luminous Spirit Tarot with, again, just the purple stone. It's got all of these beautiful color variations to it. It's stunning. And I thought that they looked really good together. I love to match my decks very well to each other. So that's what we have for you. Go ahead and take a moment to reflect over the piles, whichever one is calling to you most or whichever crystal you're drawn to most. And I will see you over at your pile. Hi, Pile 1. Thank you for stopping by today. This is your reading. And you were drawn to the piece of Amazonite and the Dreamkeepers Tarot. Today we are going to be asking what messages your person has for you. What do they want to share with you from their heart? What do they want to say? You could be at any state of union or separation with your person. There could be no contact, minimal contact. You could be together and doing well. But these are just the messages that Spirit is going to bring forth for you all today, that your person wants to say, perhaps from their higher self, their inner being. So we're most connected to source energy through our inner being. And sometimes our ego or 3D self doesn't always translate exactly what is in our heart or what our most spiritually aligned self would convey. So I think that this is a valuable reading because it just gives us this idea of tapping into the energy of your person at a more soulful level and coming through with the most authentic and sincere messages that they have for you. And this is especially beneficial also if for any reason you are in separation or things aren't so good for you, so going so well for you two together. So I honestly wasn't feeling particularly guided to any sort of reading at first. I was kind of just letting source come through for me and decide what it thought that I should decide, what they thought I should talk about, or what I should read about, what the collective most needs, and this is what it came up with. So this is what we'll be doing today. We'll start with the tarot, of course. We have some oracle cards. We'll get guidance, obviously. I always like to include a little bit of guidance, and we'll just see what comes through, whatever messages your person has. Go ahead and ready yourself for your reading. Take a deep breath in and out. Make sure that you are in receiving mode so that you are receptive and open to the messages, whatever may present in the reading. It just sets the intention for source that whatever they want to bring through, that you'll be receptive to and able to take in, and that you're ready for it. Go ahead also and select a sign that you would like to have seen or be made aware of from source that just kind of provides further confirmation, validation, and affirms that the reading is in fact for you, that you can take the messages as your own. A sign can be absolutely anything that is significant to you. I can provide examples for you of, like a tarot card, a name, a number, a specific phrase, a nickname, an object, an animal, a planet, anything. It could really honestly be anything. And it's just, again, Spirit's way of communicating with you in a way that's the most direct, that you've asked for specifically. Ask and it is given, of course. And whatever you've asked for, they will, deliver to you so that you can know and receive that confirmation that they're listening, they're here for you, and they're going to help you to get those messages to you. Trust also that this reading is timeless and you have found it at the right time, in divine time for you when you are needing it most. And with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Pile 1. What does your person want to say to you? What does your person most want you to know? We've got the 3 of Swords. I know that's a bit dark, I apologize, but I go over all the cards anyway. Page of Swords. We've got Death. And you've got the 2 of Pentacles. Clarifying these energies, we have 5 of Wands, the 3 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 2 of Wands. It's a very interesting message already coming through here, Pile 1. But we'll go ahead and we'll get some oracle as well before we actually get started. And I'm actually going to move, well, I'm not going to do that. I think I can squeeze in a couple oracle cards. So let's go ahead and do that right away as well. I am using the Queen of the Five Elements Oracle deck, which is an independent deck. Sunshine, Flowing, and Misty. I'm going to add this one. It was on the bottom. Relationships. That feels relevant. And from the Enchanted Map Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed. Listening. Okay, so pile one. What does your person want to say to you? First of all, I think that there's been some type of a relationship breakdown between you. This is heavily on this person's mind, and I think what they want you to know is that they feel very badly about any sort of disagreement, falling out, any struggles and challenges, or even obstacles that you guys have encountered in the past. We have the Three of Swords energy here, which is obviously about heartbreak. It's about pain and loss, grief, you know, all sorts of difficult emotions related to love. And I think that this is the energy that they sit in a lot when it comes to thinking about you, reflecting on the relationship or the connection, and especially on past events. We have the Five of Wands clarifying, and the Five of Wands is all about struggles, challenges, obstacles, fighting. It's just a difficult energy, and is indicative of the fact that there's obviously been some type of discord or turmoil concerning the two of you in the recent past. And again, I think that they're feeling very sorry about this. I do believe that because of, you know, whatever disagreement or you know, drama, I guess, that occurred between you, they've been very distant. They could have even cut off communication very suddenly, but if nothing else, they're extremely cold and distant, unlike how they usually show up for you, which is the Three of Cups energy. Very happy, very joyous, very much coming forward in an energy of enthusiasm and optimism about this connection. They probably have even expressed, you know, they're very happy, you know, to be connected to you, that they feel a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, that they desire to, you know, show up for you in the connection in this sort of a way, in this really beautiful balanced energy of just joy. And they're very grateful for you. They're very, very happy for the times that they've had. I think they reflect on the past. Although there's this sadness that comes in very deeply, I think that they also want to convey that you bring them a lot of joy and happiness even to this day as they reflect on the memories. And there's a lot of nostalgia coming up here for me. They very much still sit in this energy of appreciation for you and joy and appreciating your friendship. And I think that that's something that they've never lost sight of, even in the midst of all of this other kind of murkier energy. The happiness that they feel that's derived from the connection with you and that they feel sourced from you is still there. It still remains. It's very important that they have you know that, because apparently they have been so distant and so kind of checked out emotionally or energetically, it feels, with this connection, that it seems to be of a big concern for you, or, you know, perhaps it's questionable to you as to, you know, if their emotions that they had expressed were genuine, if they really still feel these things. And I'm here to tell you that very much so that is the case. They also want you to know that they're going through a lot of changes right now, and they're changes that they aren't comfortable with and that aren't making them feel too powerful or in a state where they can come forward to you and show up in this connection. I want to go ahead and clarify what this Death card represents, because this is definitely representative of a huge shift for them. What is going on with this Death card energy? And the Five of Cups. And the Nine of Wands. And the Six of Cups. So immediately with the Five of Cups coming out, I feel like it involves some sort of loss or a sense of loss. And I think that they feel very guilty about a lot of things going on right now, obviously related to whatever a breakdown in the relationship you two have had. But with this relationship card coming out as well, I do think that, especially with this Three of Cups energy presenting also, that there could be a third party. There could be another connection that this person is involved in, or some other very strong energetic consideration that they're needing to make involving a different person or different energy aside from the two of you. And they're very hesitant to act, to move forward, to, deal with that loss, or maybe precipitate the events that are going to lead to that loss. They would have to initiate perhaps some changes, or they are currently going through some changes where that would be heavily at play, is this idea of like guilt and shame and loss and pain and upsets and disappointments. And I just think they're very hesitant to do that. And yet that's what's kind of circling and bubbling under the surface with this death energy, is this idea of a lot of, heavy transformative energies taking place. And they're just not feeling too secure with that right now. As they're moving and shifting through those energies, they're definitely not feeling at their best selves. They're not confident. They're not strong. They're actually feeling, pretty beaten up, pretty, I would say, lacking in faith, lacking in power. With the Six of Cups coming out as well, this could definitely relate to actual children if that's a factor, or if not, then another connection, another strong connection that they've had tied to their past, that again, they just are very much still stuck in, or still wanting to remain there to some degree. There's still some unresolved karma there, I'm hearing, that's keeping them sort of at a standstill with regards to these energies and not taking action. And yet, to do so, it's almost like a no-win situation. To stay stuck makes them feel shitty, quite honestly, but also to move forward and to take action would shift certain things related to your connection perhaps, but would also leave a lot of unhappiness for them in other areas of their life. 2 twos, the Two of Pentacles, which represents instability, this idea of back and forth, maybe hot and cold energy, and the Two of Wands, which is about decision making. Again, a reference to more than one option, more than one connection. I do really think they want you to know that they are in the process of making this decision. Even though it hasn't been entirely made for them, they are still in the process of doing this. And I do think this is a tie into the Death card energy as well. They want you to know that some of the big changes that they are undergoing is more so because they have made a decision, but they're kind of still grappling with that. They're sort of, they've made their decision. They're not entirely confident in it. This is why there's this back and forth feel here with this Two of Pentacles. And, it's involved in all of this transformation because as part of those changes, they need to get comfortable with the idea of making this decision, lining up with it, and then taking action. So far in the process, I would say they've made the decision, but they haven't fully lined up with it so that they can take that inspired action towards you or towards whatever, element in their life this involves. I do believe it relates somewhat to this connection between the two of you, but it also, again, could relate to other parties, other individuals, another connection perhaps. They are starting to flow a little more with the divine plan. I do feel very strongly that the Six of Cups also shows up to tell me that they recognize that there's a deep and strong connection between the two of you. And again, with this death energy, as it's the clarifier, is saying that this person, is feeling a lot of intense, it's difficult energies for them. I'm going to show you the imagery. So this person is actually kind of cozied up with a skeleton, which is a little bit morbid, right? And they're surrounded by, it looks like a veil, or it could even be like a webbing of some sort. And it's just like they're very tied up. They're very tied up. They're getting comfortable, kind of think of like skeletons in the closet. I do think they're getting comfortable with their skeletons, or perhaps with, the idea that something is dead and no longer going to be what it was in their life. Death obviously represents big endings, death, and also new beginnings. But you see the way that this person is actually holding on very dearly to that skeleton. They're not ready to release it and let it go. And that's confirmed by the Nine of Wands energy. So this person is very enmeshed right now still with this. And that's why, even though they recognize this strong soul tie to you, this presents a lot of turmoil for them. This is a very difficult thing to work through. It's very, very transformative, but also very, very, I'm hearing, difficult for them to rise to the occasion. They don't feel good about this because in order to come towards you and in recognizing this connection, it's brought in a lot of enlightenment, a lot of clarity, which of course they love, but it's also brought enlightenment and clarity to the fact that something else needs to die so something new can be reborn. Something else can fall away so that they can have something better in the future. And I just don't think they're comfortable with those energies yet. And they definitely want you to know, this isn't personal. They've made their choice. Their choice is you. I'm going to actually confirm and clarify that for you. But they're just struggling with how to actually practically go about that. What is this Two of Wands here for? King of Swords. Eight of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. So they've thought about this a great deal, pile one. And again, they know where they want to invest their time, their energy, where they want to put the work in. And that's in a new connection, in new love. So they have made their choice, but they're struggling. They're struggling practically with regards to that. And they just want you to know that that's not reflective of their feelings for you. That's not something that has anything to do with you and the strength of your connection together. It's more so just about practicality. Give us one card. So yeah, they doubt that there can be success necessarily because there's so much up in the air, I'm hearing. And in fact, if we look at this Two of Pentacles card, oh, I hate when I mess up the whole spread. My goodness. Okay. So if we look at this card, you can see there's a lot going on up top here, on top of her head. In fact, her head is kind of, she's out of sorts. It's by her torso. Here's the top of her head, or where it should be. And there's all sorts of things going on there. And then there's a pentacle here. There's one here. She's really just not in a good way. She's definitely like discombobulated, if nothing else. And again, I think that that's what this person struggles with as well. There's so much rattling around in their head. Again, King of Swords energy. They've thought a lot about everything to do with you, a lot about this connection, what to do to move forward, what they maybe need to leave behind. But ultimately what it comes down to is a lack of security. Again, with this Five of Pentacles energy, that's kind of mirrored there, that they don't know if they can be successful. They don't feel powerful enough that they can necessarily create the change needed to have a successful union with you, even though that's what they want very deeply. Misty for me is always a card of confusion and lack of clarity, or not seeing things entirely clearly, but it's also about trust. And I think that this person is beginning to get into this energy of trusting without being able to see, the sky through the trees, the wood through the trees, whatever that phrasing is. They can't see entirely everything, but they are having things illuminated for them with sunshine coming out right next to this misty energy. How contradictory, right? It's saying that even though there is a lot of, confusion or maybe uncertainty and unknowns here still, that they are seeing the bigger picture more clearly. And I do think that they are becoming a little bit more comfortable. This is again related to that death energy. The idea that they are moving out of stagnation. They're starting to, make those decisions. They just need to line up with them. But they're seeing things clearly now, at least. They're seeing them for what they are. And it's more so just about the practical side of whether or not, there's danger or there's, pure abundance beyond that fog. They don't know exactly what lies ahead for them. And that's just a little bit scary for them still. And I just want you to know once again that they're moving through these energies. There's a lot going on with them currently. But at the same time, they feel very deeply for you. We have the listening card as well, which is card 53, which is 8, reduces to 8, which is the idea of infinity. And again, I think it's a tie back to this soul energy, this soul connection card of the Six of Cups. They recognize that there is a very deep and strong connection here that is ongoing. And I think that they feel very much like they are called back to you, that things also were left in a very bad way. And they want to come and kind of make up for some of that. When they're in a better energy, in a better state, they want to again have this beautiful Three of Cups energy with you that you used to have, this happiness, this joy, this abundance. And in the meantime, I think listening, this is actually just making me think of observing, maybe eavesdropping or silently surveying you. So they could be watching you. They could just be waiting for signs from you. They could be trying to send you signs through music, perhaps. There are musical notes obviously depicted all throughout the card here, but also the idea of the elephant energy being one that's very memorable. They are very, very empathic animals. They are very emotional. They develop lifelong bonds. They have very, very strong family units, and they also remember. An elephant never forgets, literally. And I think they're wanting you to know, and I'm seeing for you, that they believe very strongly that you are kind of like a part of their family now. They have felt such a strong connection to you, Six of Cups, that no matter what, you're always going to have a very strong place in their heart. They're always going to kind of have that soul recognition, that soul resonance with you. Elephants can literally be apart for decades. And when they see another animal, another elephant that they know, they will, approach them and embrace them as the same as if they never, left, because they feel very strongly and they remember those connections to people. And not only that, but this person is saying that they remember everything between you. They have all of these good memories still. Again, they think about that very often. They have a lot of nostalgia concerning you, despite this pain that also comes in because of whatever's happened between you. They feel a lot of joy, a lot of happiness. And they want that back. And they just want you to know that in the meantime, when you're not, maybe hearing from them in the 3D, or you're not connecting directly, just listen with your heart, feel into your intuition, because I think that you'll find that that connection is still very, very strong between you. I want to go ahead and get a little bit more detail on what happened between you with this Three of Swords energy. Why are they feeling so bad? What's upsetting to them? What do they want to say about this Three of Swords? The Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. So they self-sabotage. Quite honestly, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is this beautiful new beginning, this tangible potential that existed in the connection for things to really go somewhere. And what it says is that it kind of basically never got off the ground. It was destroyed, or it was ended. It ended before it ever had a chance to get past this ace, for it to ever develop into anything. And it was because of their own stubbornness, their own inability to come and show up any longer. They put the brakes on. Again, they self-sabotaged and they stepped away from you. And they feel really badly about having done that. Anything else we need to know for pile one, and what pile one's person wants to say to them right now? I already got some messages before I pulled the cards, so isn't that funny? Yep. And one more. Okay. So what this is saying is, this person walked away from you and they've been very indecisive for a while. It may have been some time since you've heard from them. And I think, that they've actually wanted to come forward quite a bit and they hold themselves back. This person's literally, is that a snake? It is. Actually literally being held back by a snake. But snakes are representative of transformation as well. They shed their skin. They become a new version of themselves. And I think that that's what's happening as they've been holding themselves back. They want you to know that there's been a lot going on. Again, referencing that death card as well. There's been a lot of change. There's been a lot of transformative energies occurring beneath the surface. They're becoming someone better. And it's also been allowing you to become someone better as well. And they want you to know that they're coming in soon. Knight of Wands. This is a really quick, impulsive, Queen of Pentacles energy. Someone who comes in fast. You are what they want. They're willing to fight for you. Ten of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. And now is just not the time. Four of Swords. They're still kind of getting their reserves up again. They're still in the strength energy. They're still in the process of changing. Things are still a little misty. And Five of Pentacles. They still don't feel entirely in their power. But they are getting there, and they're definitely seeing your value and your worth, and they're wanting to come forward to you soon. And I do think when they do this, it will be very sudden, very unexpected, but it'll be very welcomed. So you can certainly feel encouraged by that, I would say, because that's coming soon, fairly soon, I would say. This person's definitely readying themselves, gearing up. I want to go ahead and pull some final guidance cards for you on what else does pile one need to know, or what guidance do you have, Spirit, for these messages they've received today? What do we need to know? We have sensuality, feminine wisdom, and passion. Healing the heart, power of self-love. And opening the heart, deep connections, water, blessings. Number 11 card again. Tie back to the idea of a soul connection. You could even identify as twin flames if that is something that calls to you. It doesn't have to apply. Another number 11 card. And number 7, the idea of solitude, the power of self-love, healing the heart. So this is independent energy. And what you need to know now is that it's time for you two to be apart just for now, so that you can both gain the strength and do what you need to do again as independent individuals, becoming this Empress energy, embodying this abundance, on your own, so that when you come together, it's in a more balanced and aligned way. Right now, it feels as though this person's been very disempowered. They're not feeling confident, and they need to step back so that they can focus on themselves and loving themselves, so that they can show up for you in the future in a better way. They want you to know too that it's so important that you continue to love yourself. I think the message is very strong here about, there's a lot of healing that needs to be undergone and taking place right now in order to open up the heart and allow for this deep connection, for this very, very strong connection that the two of you both feel. You've been very hurt by what they've done. There's a lot of pain in the past, or in this current energy about the past with this Three of Swords. Step into your power, feminine wisdom and passion. You know, have a passion for life again. Start to feel into your own energies. You know, heal from some of the things that have been holding you back. Perhaps, you know, the pain, the rejection pain, or the abandonment wound that you're feeling over this person having stepped away. And again, self-sabotage, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with their own lack of confidence. And just focus on yourself and on all the abundance around you. Again, it's coming up over this Empress energy, which I definitely think you as an individual are stepping into. But I still think that there's this longing and this sense of loss, obviously, about this person no longer being a part of your, you know, field of awareness. And it's telling me that with you working on these other issues that you have, you know, healing the past pain, resolving inner conflict, you know, making peace with how things have taken place in the past and stepping into your power, it's going to allow you to open up your heart and allow, again, for that deep connection between the two of you. Let's go ahead and get just some final messages from your person and what they want to tell you. Anything else, Spirit? I feel guided to get just a few more. What does pile one's person want to say? Wintering, visioning, fairness, and moving forward. So this is very clear. This person realizes they haven't been fair to you, and they want to come in and they want to restore balance to this connection and make things okay again. You know, I think at one time, again, there was a lot of abundance here, and I'm seeing in both of these cards, there's greenery around, there's flowers situated on this path. At one point in time, there was a lot of joy and happiness in this connection. There was a lot of, again, abundance and potential with this Ace of Pentacles. And I want you to know that while it's been very dead, seemingly, again, death energy coming out, it seemed like nothing was occurring and going on. Everything was just done and over. Again, Ten of Swords energy as well, indicating an actual legitimate ending. They're envisioning a different future with you. They're seeing the potential for you guys to move forward and come back together again. And when they do that, again, just know it's going to be more fair and more balanced. They're going to come back as a better person. And related back to this energy as well of strength, where this person is literally held back by the snake. They're transforming right now. And until that's completed, you know, it couldn't be fair and balanced. They want you to know that as well. They felt badly because they couldn't show up for you in the way that they needed, you know, you needed them to, in the way they wanted to. And it was making them feel, Five of Pentacles, you know, not worthy, not good enough. But they see a way forward finally, pile one, and they're ready to make those shifts, even though they don't completely see it clearly yet. And there's still some needed transformation to continue to be ongoing. I do think that you're going to see kind of things thaw out pretty soon, pretty swiftly, and become, you know, a little bit better energy, a little bit more abundant and prosperous moving forward. So I hope so much that resonated for you, pile one. That was a great reading, I think, about you know, what your person wanted you to know. And they told you some really great things. You know, I think that it's always affirming if we can't receive these messages from their 3D self, you know, in reality, in the real world. You know, to have it come through from their higher self is going to be the most obviously pure and potent form anyway that we can, you know, receive what's really in their heart from them. But even so, I just think that this is really been some wonderful messages today for you on, you know, what your person is currently sitting in energetically speaking. They're definitely thinking about you. They're watching you. They're considering, you know, all of what needs to happen to make this work in the future. And I definitely think that they're, you know, they're seeing your light and they're wanting to come towards that. They're drawn towards it, and they will be returning. It's just a matter of time. So with that said, pile one, again, as I said in my intro, if this reading has resonated for you, I'd be so appreciative if you would decide to like, share, and subscribe. That way you will be notified every time I post. In the meantime, I am wishing you so much joy and love and abundance. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take good care of yourself. Again, that self-love energy that came out. Be sure that you're devoting enough time energetically and otherwise to caring for yourself and honoring yourself. And until next time, I hope I see you in a future reading. Take care. Bye-bye. Hi, pile two. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen this beautiful aqua stone, which has, as of yet, is unnamed. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's gorgeous. And the Pacific Northwest Tarot. And today we are going to be asking, what does your person want to tell you? What messages do they have for you? What do they want to say to you from their higher self, from their heart? You know, sometimes and often, regardless of the state of your connection, whether you're in full separation or you just saw each other yesterday, it's sometimes important that we can source messages and get the direct kind of heartfelt feelings and energy from the person's, inner being, their higher self, because 3D selves sometimes, ego blocks things. They wear masks, and it's difficult for them to come forward in a real authentic way and provide you that sincerity of what they're truly feeling and what they want you to know. So I felt guided to provide this reading today. I thought this would be a wonderful reading for you. And the first reading, pile 1, went wonderful. It was great. Some difficult messages, but also such encouraging messages also. Really, really made a big difference for the person. I think everybody in pile 1, I feel the energy of that pile, left. At least I did as I was moving through the energy of reading that pile. I definitely felt more encouraged and a little bit more at peace with even delivering those messages towards the end. So one thing that's really wonderful about tapping into the person's higher self or inner being is, that's the most directly connected to source that you can get. And source is always pure positive energy and is always going to deliver us the most, again, authentic and beautiful insights and messages possible. So again, regardless of the state of your connection, we're going to get to the heart of the matter and figure out what your person really wants to say to you and what they really want you to know. I'd like you to go ahead and take a deep breath in and out. Ready yourself for the reading. It's important that you get yourself into receiving mode, that you set the intention that you are ready and open for whatever messages want to come through to you today. It just allows Source to know that you are prepared and, again, open to receive whatever they most want you to know about this person, what this person wants to share with you, that you are able to take that in. And with that said as well, when you've done that, go ahead and think of a sign that you would like to have show up for you today. It can be absolutely anything at all. It can be a name, it can be a place, an object, a number, a specific tarot card. It can be absolutely anything at all that resonates for you, so long as it's a sign you will recognize. You ask and it is given. So when you go ahead and set that request, I guess, as well, and ask for a specific sign, Source will honor that, and they will not only show that for you, in your field of awareness, hopefully during this reading, but you'll see it'll start to show up elsewhere as well. And again, it's just a way to kind of affirm messages that you receive, that you can take those in as being for you. And also, just because Source loves to communicate with you. They love you unconditionally, and they always are here for you to support you. And they try to get messages through for you as clearly and concisely as possible. So whatever you have communicated that you would like to see to help make that possible and that process of ease, they will do. So whatever sign you choose, hopefully it will present today, and then pay attention if you notice it, and if it shows up in other areas too. We're going to go ahead and start with the tarot. We'll also, of course, pull some oracle cards. I also pull guidance at the very end, but we're going to get a lot of messages from your person in terms of what they most want to say to you right now. I have no idea what will come through, but first we have the 5 of Swords. Here we are. We have the 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, and 8 of Pentacles. My goodness, tons of earth energy coming out for you here this morning. It's morning time where I'm at anyway. That's why there's such a big shadow. Clarifying, we have the King of Wands, 2 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, we're going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards as well from the Queen of the 5 Elements Oracle. What does this person most want to say? Abundance, growing, and golden nuggets. And from the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, we have Coming to Life. Beautiful. So pile 2, what does your person most want to say to you? What do they most want you to know? I think this person acted very impulsively, irrationally. You know, we have the King of Wands here, which usually is a well-balanced fire energy, but with this Five of Swords, which is what it's clarifying, it's kind of giving me this energy or this vibe of somebody who either spoke harshly or took some type of action against you, which doesn't feel good to them. It doesn't feel good to them now as they reflect on it. It definitely presents to me as somebody who is perhaps very selfish. It's an ill-dignified King of Wands. And so that's going to be somebody who's very impulsive, who's very perhaps quick-tempered. There could have, again, been an actual argument or harsh words spoken. But if nothing else, this person acted very insensitively towards you. And they're feeling, you know, they don't feel good about having done that. They're telling me to let you know that there's a lot of instability in their practical world right now. So even though they feel such intense energy of, you know, connection and love and desire for togetherness with you, it just doesn't seem to be something that can align in the 3D at this time. In fact, you know, they're needing to be very deeply rooted where they are with the Four of Pentacles, which is an energy of stability and groundedness, but it can also represent stagnation or stubbornness, inability to move. And it's clarified by the Six of Cups. This is telling me that there's something, either another connection, children, there's something that keeps them pretty deeply rooted where they are. Again, this could even be the inner child. Perhaps, you know, they have inner wounding from the past. Perhaps they have, you know, it could be something from their past that was hurtful to them when they were a child, or something that happened early on, you know, in a prior relationship. But whatever this past kind of nod is, it's kept them very stuck, and it's made them not very stable in their practical affairs in the here and now. So again, even though with both of these twos energies coming up, you're the only one they want. That's what I'm hearing. There is no one else, in the sense of, you know, that they're considering romantically. There's nothing else that's really impeding them from coming towards you in the sense of practical or, you know, karmic ways. Let me rephrase that. That came out very, very muddled. There is nothing else impeding them from coming towards you in terms of another strong energy of perhaps a person or, you know, a particular situation. I don't feel a lot of present karma with this person that they're needing to resolve. It's literally more related to practical affairs. And again, there's this reference to a tie of something in the past that they're saying is holding them back. I'm going to go ahead and clarify what that is. I'm a big clarifier. Why not, right? What is this Six of Cups energy about? What's holding them back? This is the Two of Wands. Oh, you heard my Alexa alarm. My goodness, I apologize. Sometimes I don't remember that I have that going. We have the Devil. And we have Death. Okay, so several messages coming out here. I also want to get a clarifier for what are the physical or practical circumstances that are going on. So Six of Pentacles. So either way, pile 2, this person can't show up for you. They can't reciprocate for you. They have an inability to show up authentically in a way where they can fully present themselves emotionally or with stability, with commitment. You know, they just energetically cannot reciprocate to you in the way that you do for them. The reasons, as I'm seeing, could be several. They could have had actual deaths in the family that have, you know, impacted them, that have made it difficult for them to trust, to feel like they can fully embody this love energy when it presents. Again, there's always this idea of instability and, yeah, lack of security with this Two of Pentacles. And again, with this idea also of reciprocation, it's quite possible that they've had a loss of a prior connection, or they've experienced just a lot of loss, again, death in the past. And with that, you know, it comes forward to me as them wanting to tell you that because of that past history, okay, a lot of things have occurred for them in the past that have been kind of, that have translated into upheaval for them, that have not felt the most safe and secure. Either people have left them, or people have passed away, or, you know, things have fallen apart and sort of eroded and deteriorated and haven't been long lasting. Because of those things, they don't feel safe to show up and to fully give of themselves again, even though they feel that energy big. And same thing with this Six of Cups rather, and this Four of Pentacles energy. So staying stuck and stagnant, or staying where they are, and kind of, you know, look at how this bird is very industrious. They're really focused practically on what they are needing to work on, their task here of you know, whatever that happens to be. They're really focused on their own life. I think this person is very self-absorbed. They're very much, you know, situated in an energy of wanting to focus on their own practical affairs. They're not really wanting to be in their emotional energy, quite honestly. Everything we pulled up top, except for this Five of Swords, is all earth energy. And anything related to the cups energy, which is indicative of emotion, of, you know, heart openness, this is all what's underlying. It's not coming up as the main energies, which tells me this person's very hesitant to bring those forth, to bring those forward. And they want you to know that this isn't personal, but because of all of these things they've experienced in the past, they just don't feel secure unless they more so keep to themselves. In terms of what could have gone on in the past, again, I referenced death being, you know, an actual indicator, quite literally. But also with this Two of Wands energy and the Devil, this tells me that they've made bad decisions, or they have this idea, this perception that they've made bad decisions, or that things have not panned out for them. The Devil energy is very negative and relates to prior attachments. It relates to, you know, attachments or habits, or addictive behaviors even, or just something related to their past, which just wasn't good, didn't feel good, didn't work out. It wasn't a good energy for them. The Two of Wands, you know, references for me some element of decision with that. So again, it could have been a choice that they had made, or it could have been something that presented to them where that was the outcome. But regardless, because of these different, you know, factors that have existed for this person is very much trauma responding. So they deal with daily life always with this pain in the background. They always make every decision, or they live their lives and they function at a level that is always accounting for all of these other limitations and obstacles. And again, the Devil can also represent bondage, this idea of being held back or restricted. So at the very least, this person just feels very bound by the past and not able to really step forward and move forward. And they just want you to know, you know, that that's what it's about. It has nothing to do with you personally. And in fact, I think it's important that you know that, because as much as they may have even told you this or tell you this in their better moments, when they've done what they've done, which is act impulsively, or, you know, been insensitive to your feelings, or maybe had actual conflict with you, it's very hard for you to remember and keep in mind that they've said this and take that authentically as having been truth. You know, that they didn't mean to hurt you, that none of this is personal, and that truly what it relates to is all of their own kind of mess muddled up from the past of things that they haven't processed through yet. The Eight of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles is an energy again of industriousness, someone who's very focused on their practical affairs, but who also wants to convey that they are willing to put the work in, although it has to be very slow, very methodical, because again, they have other things that are taking, you know, the forefront of their energy and their focus. They can't and are not willing at this time to be focused on love. Again, this Two of Cups energy, which they feel big time, is a clarifier to their practical affairs that are all awry. They cannot show up authentically right now and relate to you at the level that you can. You have such an openness to you, pile two, and they just simply are not there yet. At the same time, we have card 29, which is card 11, reduces to 11, which can definitely represent a soul tie. And I do see that there's a butterfly here that may have been a symbol for you. We also have a lot of blue here, which is symbolic of obviously the throat chakra, communication, enlightenment, truth. And then we have this illumination, this enlightenment, this power around this butterfly, that yellow indicative of the solar plexus chakra, which is all about our personal power, our confidence. You know, I think this person is traditionally been lacking in a lot of confidence within themselves to take on new challenges, to again approach love in a very balanced way. They've been very reserved, very, very held back, and they show up in a very inconsistent energy with you. But they are coming to light, and I do see that they are beginning to have, you know, a more focused approach again, they want to put the work in, but they want to convey once again that even though they are beginning to sort of wake up to what this connection means, what they're wanting with it, what the potential is, it needs to go very slow. Oh my goodness, I apologize for that camera wobble. Abundance, growing, and golden nuggets. So these are all very strong indicators of, again, this idea that they are coming to life, that things are growing, that things are expanding and becoming better. So golden nuggets to me always makes me think of abundance. Gold is obviously extremely valuable. Golden nuggets, though, gives me this idea of like a diamond in the rough energy. So this person is a diamond in the rough. They're very much a good nugget, if you will. They're a good soul. They really have a lot of potential, and they are growing into this potential. And at the same time, they are struggling to find that abundance, to find that sweet spot where everything in their practical world and with regards to love, with reconciliation of their past, where everything is back in balance. They're still, again, in this very tumultuous back and forth energy, even though they can be so appreciative of this connection and feel so abundant about the connection. They really see the value in it. Again, gold, referencing to this idea of seeing and feeling that there's just something so unique and rare or special about this connection, even though they feel that, and even though they are definitely, again, waking up and becoming more aware, they're coming into enlightenment, they're feeling more inclined to try and show up authentically as they can. They can't consistently stay in that energy, again, because they're struggling with this idea that they can truly have abundance once again, and to stay in that energy consistently so that not only can they embody it, but that they can then provide that and reciprocate to you in the way much that you do for them. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more information. I want to know from the tarot, what else does pile 2's person want to say? What else do they want pile 2 to know? We have the 10 of Cups. We have the 9 of Wands. We have Strength. 8 of Swords. This is a very strong message. And the King of Pentacles. So again, this idea of, fear, of limiting beliefs, of past pain, self-restricting this person, prevents them from stepping into happiness, to having this, beautiful, loving energy with you that they'd like to have, that they foresee and can sense is available in this connection. We have the 10 of Cups coming up just before the 2 of Cups, and these look like actually almost the same birds. And here we have just the 2 of them, and then we see here there's more abundance to be had. There's actually babies. There's been a family dynamic created. And again, this is this idea that they see and can tell that this is possible with you, and yet they hold themselves back from it. The 9 of Wands, they restrict themselves literally with the 8 of Swords energy. They sit in anxiety, they worry. They may self-sabotage at times. They may be very distant. Again, they definitely show up in a very inconsistent energy with you. But ultimately, it looks like they hold themselves back from a lot of what they feel and what they are inclined to want to do, especially as it relates to you, because of fear, because of limiting beliefs, and because they hold themselves back. When really they could be so abundant. They want you to know that they really have this in them to be this wonderful, either fatherly energy, if there's if there's any consideration that you're making to having a family with this person, could they be a good husband, a good father, a good provider? And what I'm being told is that they want you to know that they could be all of those things, and they truly want all of those things, and yet they're too afraid. They're really, really held back from going towards that, what they want most. So let's go ahead and get some guidance for you, pile 2. Guidance and whatever you most need to know about the messages that have come through for you today. We have balance, stability, standing firm. We have Divine Mother, nurturing, compassion, and grace. Ooh, there we go. And we had 2 more come out for you. We have calming the waters, peaceful self-regulation, card 3, and touching earth, planting something new, card 12. We have 2 cards that reference 3s, which is the Empress energy, which is the energy of coming together, of community, of joy and happiness. And again, this idea here that this is possible, very much coming through in the energies. But really right now it's all about balance and kind of self-preservation, and should be on both sides of the scale. I'm hearing, that this person kind of wants to convey to you that even though they struggle with balance more so than you do, this is a card number 4 referencing stability. Again, they had the 4 of Pentacles energy come out, which references their need to sort of be stagnant or stay stuck to stabilize themselves. I'm hearing that sometimes you struggle with this as well. So again, when you get into a connection, it seems that sort of your stability wobbles a bit as well. 2 of Pentacles energy, maybe not to such a strong degree with you, but certainly you get a little bit thrown off track. Your focus gets derailed. And you're being told that this is something that you need to devote energy to as well, to balancing out and stabilizing, standing firm within your own power, even as you relate to this connection, but certainly in your own life with regards to love energy. We have card number 11, which could be a soul connection tie card as well. 11 being the divinity number of twin flames. You could resonate with that energy or not. Either is fine. It says Divine Mother, nurturing compassion and grace. And I think that this is important, again, tying back to this idea of balance. For both parties to be able to come together in union in the 3D, they need to basically achieve that balance independently first. So it's very important with any sort of, soul connection, twin flame connection, very, very deeply connected energy between two souls, that they come into their own personal power before union can happen. And right here, this is saying Divine Mother, which makes me think of divine feminine energy. This specifically relates to you if you identify with that energy as your core, that you need to nurture and kind of give yourself grace, focus on self-care a little bit. Again, this idea of balancing. And when you do that, that also prompts your individual person to also come through and provide that energy. Be able to show up in a better energy because they've provided that energy and that grace to themselves. They've dealt with themselves. They've handled, some of their upsets and things that they're struggling with, and they've loved themselves through that as well, so that they can heal and stand more firmly in their own power. I'm getting a separate message coming through, and it kind of threw me off for a minute because it's very strong. It wants to come through, and I have to say it. So Divine Mother, there could be a mother connection here of a loss of a mother. There could be, something related to, again, we have the 2 of Cups and the 10 of Cups here, so they could want to become a mother, or they could feel very motherly towards you. Maybe you soothed them in some type of a way due to a loss of a parent, or just if they maybe did not have the best upbringing, didn't feel the most supported. You provide them with a lot of really beautiful energy. That's a very strong message they wanted to bring through today, that even though, it's the focus is on nurturing yourselves, that you also provide this very loving, compassionate, nurturing energy to them, much like a mother, that they really, really enjoy. Calming the waters, peaceful self-regulation. Again, this idea of creating abundance within first. Self-regulation is all about the ability for us to restabilize and balance in our own energy, regardless of outside circumstances, the ability to be aligned no matter what is taking place. And that's very important. It's a very strong message coming through for both of you, pile 2. So each of you need to independently regain your stability and self-regulate before you can step into this wonderful divine energy of union, where you can even maybe perhaps extend more of your love to this person. It's kind of, a message here of, you can't give from your cup until your cup is full again, and your cup hasn't been entirely full since you've been involved in this connection. And even though you do give to them in a very compassionate, loving, giving way, they can't reciprocate, which doesn't make that balanced for you either. When you're not able to get, to receive back from others what you give out, because that's not what the vibration is allowing for. When you're overgiving, when you are accepting less than what you deserve, that's actually an indication of a greater imbalance from within, and not devoting to yourself, not giving yourself that love that's so important and necessary. We also have card 12, another card that relates back to 3 in the Empress energy, touching earth, planting something new. So this is telling me that there is a lot of potential here. Again, golden nuggets, this idea of kind of like diamond in the rough, that there's so much that could occur here, and so much that could, come forward for the 2 of you in the physical 3D plane when the time is right. 2 of Cups and 10 of Cups, this idea of union, of possible marriage, of a happy family, all of those things are available to you. But all of this other energy needs to be sorted out through first pile 2, this self-regulation and coming into balance with self, and allowing each of you and giving each other the space and the grace to take care of those needs alone. So finally, I just want to go ahead and see if there's anything else that your person wants you to know. Any final thoughts, any final messages from pile 2's person? What would they like to say? Tears. Upwards and outwards. Grounding. Vulnerability. And beauty. So it's interesting that beauties come up right next to golden nuggets because, again, this person sees your value. They see your worth. They see the potential here. There's so many references to, you know, growth and abundance and really big energies of happiness that can exist. But right now, your person is very sad. They're holding on to a lot of pain and a lot of turmoil from within that prevents them from fully stepping into this energy that they could have with you. Again, they're not able to reciprocate and show up for you as authentically or as fully as they would like. They are focused onwards and upwards, or upwards and outwards, as this card says. And it's indicative of them actually being, you know, quite diligently at work here. We got the Eight of Pentacles card as somebody who is very much focused on, you know, balancing out their world. I can't help but see how too she is actually balancing herself as she stands there. So if you can see her arms, you know, she's got both of her arms out indicating balance, this evenness, you know, this abundance and prosperity, again, reference with that tree in the background, and this just beautiful peace and stillness that she appears to be in. You know, and grounding also relates to that. This person in complete peace and feeling secure. This person doesn't feel secure right now because of their past, because of everything that's happened for them. They just want you to know, you know, it's difficult for them to be vulnerable right now, and yet they feel so much inherent vulnerability and emotional depth with you that it also pains them that they can't take this forward and that they can't show up with you authentically in the way that they'd like, because that's very much what they feel you deserve. It's what they want. It's what they're waking up to and realizing and feeling called to do. There's just a lot of healing work to be done first with this particular energy of this individual. So pile 2, I hope so much that this reading has resonated for you and that it's brought you peace, some clarity. It's been of help to you in some way. If it has resonated, I would love for you to consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. That way you will be notified every time I post. I try to bring readings pretty frequently, as much as possible, and I will continue to do so. I love doing so, and I love hearing from people as well. People have started to comment and interact more with my posts and with my videos and with my shorts that I provide as well. So that's always fun for me. I enjoy that, and if you you know, feel called to do so, I would appreciate it so much. It's a wonderful energy exchange for the free content as well, just to engage with me and let me know if I'm on the right track, providing the kind of content that you want to see. So once again, I hope that this has been of value to you, that it's helped you and served you in some way. Again, trust that you've reached these messages and come to these insights for a reason. And in the meantime, I will hopefully see you in another video, but I am wishing you so much joy and abundance and positive energy moving through these energies. A lot of healing to be done, again, on both sides of the fence, but especially in support of your person. So I'm wishing you so much good energy and good vibes in regards to that. I hope you take good care of yourself, and I'll see you hopefully in a future reading. Bye-bye. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. I took a short break between the last 2 piles and yours, so I haven't done that before, but I had to. I had a couple of things I had to take care of, so it was an unexpected break, but hopefully we'll see if that maybe made me more refreshed and ready to provide you with some insights that are next level. Who knows? Like I said, I haven't had to take a break before, so we'll see what that does to the energy. I'm definitely loving the readings though so far as they've come out today. We are asking what your person most wants to tell you, you know, whatever they want to say to you from their heart. You were drawn to this purple stone, which is, I'm not sure what it is, but it's beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely stunning. I get drawn to crystals according to how they look, not always what they are. I'm not too up on the crystal properties yet of all of the stones, so I don't always know what they are. I know when I buy them, and then I kind of just forget. So give me grace. I'm learning still. Anyway, and then you also chose this beautiful iridescent, the Luminous Spirit Tarot. deck today, which paired perfectly with that purple stone. So we are again asking, what does your person want to say to you, pile 3? And the first 2 piles were great. Some really awesome things came out for each of those energies. It was very different messages, but they had a lot to say. Their person of interest had a lot to say, and I'm sure that'll be the case with pile 3 as well today. Before we go ahead and get into all of what your person wants to tell you, I'd like you to go ahead and take a deep breath in and out, and go ahead and ready yourself. Be in receiving mode to be open and receptive to whatever it is that Spirit wants to bring forth from your person's higher self or inner being, or whatever you'd like to say. Whatever they want to tell you most, straight from their heart space. Things that they necessarily may not be consciously either aware of or wanting to share in the 3D, regardless of the state of your connection, whether you're in a separation or if you just saw each other yesterday. These insights are, wonderful to get the full authenticity of what your person is thinking or feeling about you and what they want to share about that in, straight from their heart space. So I love the sincerity of tapping into pure source energy, which is through our inner being or higher self, because source is pure positive energy. And those insights, those messages shared are always going to be very positive, very healing, very loving messages. So source is all about love. And that's what we're going to be doing today, bringing forth the sincerest messages from your person in the depths of their soul and the bottom of their heart, whatever they want to tell you most. Also, go ahead and select a sign today. You want to go ahead and choose something that is significant or relevant to you, that when you see it or become aware of it, it will be a symbol for you within the reading to help you affirm the messages you're receiving and know that the reading is for you, that the messages you can take in as true. So go ahead and select anything. You can choose a person, a place, a name, a nickname, an object. You could pick a specific tarot card to come out today. You can even choose, anything at all, really. And again, it just allows Spirit to more directly and easily communicate with you. Ask and it is given, of course. And when you go ahead and select a specific sign, they not only try to display that for you in the readings that you watch, but you'll see that they'll also come out in other ways as well, in other areas of your life, because Source really does want to communicate with you as much as possible and in the easiest way possible. And they will use the path of least resistance, the path of ease, to get that to you. So when you share with them what signs you want to see, those will be the ones that you will receive. All right, pile 3. What does your person want to say to you? What do they most want you to know? What do they want to tell you? We have the 6 of Pentacles. The 5 of Cups. Justice. And the 2 of Swords. Clarifying these energies, we have the 8 of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the 5 of Wands. What is that on my tarot card? My goodness. Very, very meticulous about my cards. I keep them in good shape, take very good care of them. So if I see something like that, I can't leave it. I have to get that off. Okay. Pile 3, what do they most want to tell you? We're going to go ahead and pull also some oracle cards. This is the Queen of the 5 Elements Oracle deck. We have Deepest Replenishment. Upwards and Outwards, this came out in pile 2. And Abundance, this also came out for pile 2. And from the Enchanted Map Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, we have Goblins, my least favorite card in this deck. I'm just going to see here, where can we kind of squeeze in and have some room? Okay, that's good for now. So, pile 3, what does your person most want to tell you right now, straight from their heart? This is similar energy to one of the other piles. I can't recall which offhand. I want to say pile 1. There's a lot of indecision going on within this person right now. With this 2 of Swords clarified by the 5 of Wands, they're definitely struggling and having some kind of an internal battle within about making a specific decision or being in a state of confusion, not wanting to make some type of a choice. We in fact do have the card of choice, the 2 of Wands here clarifying justice, and this tells me that, you know, perhaps they I'm hearing several things. They could have chosen another partner over you, or made a decision that turned out to not be the right one. And they're in illumination and awareness now about that choice and about the fact that that wasn't the right thing to do at that time, but it felt like it was. And I want to make this okay for you, because pile 3, anytime we feel prompted to do anything, so, you know, we don't need to have regret about past actions in life, because everything serves us. Everything is always working out for us, and truly everything is always as it's meant to be. So even if it may seem like, you know, oh, if only that wouldn't have happened, or they wouldn't have made that choice, or wouldn't have done that. Well, there's a lot of other things, if you can think about back to whatever this decision was, that occurred as a result of that. And I guarantee you that there will be some value somewhere within that situation that benefited you as well as a result of that. So you should never wish that things were different, because in fact, everything is always as it needs to be, as it is supposed to be and should be at any given time. I very firmly believe in divine timing, and I believe that we always receive what we are ready for. So I'm also getting the message from your person's higher self that neither of you are ready to be in a connection together. You're not at a place where energetically you can come together and really make that choice to be connected at the 3D level at this time. They've made some kind of a decision that I think relates to karma, to some need for inner balancing, and it possibly involved them stepping away from you. You know, we have the 6 of Pentacles card here, which is, you know, literally representative of equal exchange, give and take, 2 people showing up and giving, and there's a lot of reciprocity here, a lot of, you know, energy of good energy exchange, even energy exchange, equal give and take, right, together. Both of you coming and showing up in the connection similarly. But it's clarified by the 8 of Cups, which is saying that at some point in time, I believe this got off balance. Somebody walked away, or somebody took a step back. Again, they made a decision that they felt they needed to make, which they perhaps see now wasn't likely the right one, or the one that now feels like it would have been the best choice, the path of least resistance. But either way, they were guided to make a choice to no longer show up perhaps in this connection or give in the same way to you, but they want to say that they're feeling very sorry about this, and in fact they are wanting to come forward, and likely will come forward soon to express this to you. You may even be waiting for an actual apology. This person's more so just struggling right now with the decision. Perhaps the decision is, you know, how to come forward, what to say to you. We're going to go ahead and see. So again, 9 of Wands and the Magician, they are struggling on how to come forward, how to make this happen. They're very afraid to come back into your field of awareness. I think that whatever they've done was potentially very hurtful, or very much a betrayal to you, it felt like. And yeah, there's a lot of deep regret here, a lot of deep emotion that they're having for you, and they're expressing how much, you know, Queen of Cups, that they feel that you are just everything for them. You know, the Queen of Cups is this beautiful, loving, caring, emotionally balanced energy, and they want to be that for you too. And they weren't balanced, you know, Justice being literally the card of balance. It's Libra energy coming through strongly, air, which obviously represents intellect and decisions as well. They had to make some kind of a choice. They had to do something to rebalance themselves out, because they were not able to continue to give to you at the level that you deserved, that they anticipated being able to give to you. They had to basically make a choice to continue to give you crumbs, or to step away completely. And either decision, I feel, would have been hurtful to you, and they did the one that was ultimately best for them. And they are sorry for that, but I want to also, I have hesitation relaying that message because I want to make this clear that we should always be choosing ourselves. Self-love has us in that state of always considering our needs and desires over everyone else. Now, of course, don't consciously hurt anyone, but also don't feel an obligation to serve anyone else over our own self when we need to do what we need to do that's best for us. That's where we need to put our focus first and foremost. We need to love ourselves first. And this is what this person did. They did what they needed to do. It's almost like a self-preservation energy. But now that they're sort of, come to the point where they've realized this, they've maybe seen the error of their ways or seen where they wished they had done something differently. Now they're wanting to come back, but swords representing communication, representing mental acuity as well. I think that they perhaps think about this situation quite often, but what they're saying is they're just tongue-tied. They don't know what to say to you. They're very, very shy. They're very, very reserved about coming forward. They don't know what to do to make this okay. The Magician, also a representation of communication. They're not sure what to do, to say, to make this better. They're struggling internally with that. What else is their struggle with this Five of Wands? The Two of Cups, the Emperor, and the Ten of Swords. So this person could very well be in another connection. We have the Two of Cups, which is obviously union energies. It's a relationship. It could be very much that they either are still energetically tied to someone, if not in an actual relationship or marriage. The Emperor here can represent fatherhood or being a husband figure, someone who's very grounded, stable, secure, solid, who's showing up, perhaps being able to give more to another situation or one that they're obligated to more. And they need to make an end, they need to end that situation with this Ten of Swords energy. And yet that's a struggle for them. That's something that they're resisting doing because that would involve also a lot of action with you. And right now they don't know where you stand. They don't know if anything within their current experience can really be made right. I think they're pretty clear on that this connection is dead, is what I'm hearing. They want to say that this connection needs to end, and they know that it does, and they're just delaying that. But also simultaneously with this energy, it comes in, they're struggling because they want to offer this love to you. They want to come back into your field of awareness and sort of make things right and communicate and adjust the scales, rebalance the scales, and decide to show up for you more authentically with that Six of Pentacles energy. They see you as the Queen of Cups, and yet they're just not able to do that right now. What else for this Two of Swords energy? The Six of Cups and Death. And the Six of Swords, two sixes, which are the number of unconditional love. And then we have the Death card, which is huge transformation and change. Again, something needs to fall away and end completely so that there can be a new start. Magician is card 1 in tarot, so that they can have a new beginning with you. They're just sort of a little bit hesitant about doing that and taking those actual steps right now. But they see such potential with you. The Six of Cups is a soulmate card. It's the card of, a deep soul tie or soul connection to someone. And again, we also have the Six of Swords, which is this idea of moving on or moving forward, going through those transformative energies, going through those changes needed in order to come out the other side, rebalanced, aligned, and ready to give you that cup of love to. I'm hearing they abandoned you, so they want to come back and they want to make right what they've done, and they want to start showing up. They want to be there consistently in your life. Above all, pile 3, they want to apologize to you. This is something that they want to say and express from the heart, that they are truly, truly sorry and feel so deeply for you and do not want you to have your self-worth affected by their actions. They feel like this is something that would be a struggle for you, is to reconcile why they would do this after they've maybe been so expressive of their love, or they've been so showing up so consistently in the connection, been so clear about what they were wanting with you, and then they kind of suddenly just checked out or took off. Again, these are similar energies to, I think, pile 1. But they're very, very sorry. They're very, very disappointed in themselves. They very much want to make right and kind of make amends and restore your faith in them. I'm hearing they want you to trust them again. Justice also being about honesty and truth. They want you to see them as this they don't want you to view them as disingenuous. They want you to see them as this really, person of strong character and integrity. And right now, I don't think that that's the case. That really bothers them as well and weighs on them. And in fact, we have the Goblins card, which is a card that I do not personally care for in this deck. And it does represent this idea of like inner demons or things that kind of are right on your coattails, riding you and gnawing at your consciousness. And I think there's a lot that's weighing on this person right now. You know, as much as they're trying to focus on realignment, on you know, literally as it says, moving upwards and outwards, on being abundant and even going into the depths of their own soul and realizing what they truly want, you know, coming into that truth and that alignment about what choices they've made and where that kind of falls on the scale of their emotional fulfillment, what they really want, what's really making them happy, what they chose to not make them happy. So they're starting to get into that depth of emotion about you and feeling into these energies more and not being so resistant to them and seeing things clearly. But as much as they're doing that, they still have so much that is weighing on them and kind of, again, gnawing and sort of really provoking them. I think it's provoking them to act more so than anything, to be quite honest with you. I think that they're feeling very badly about what they've done. Again, there's this really strong pull to come towards you and apologize, speak their truth to you, explain themselves, convey something about a decision perhaps that they've made, even the indecision that they're sitting in. I think they want to kind of explain that to you as well. I don't think they want things to continue as they've been. It might have been quite a while since you've heard from this person, and it's weighing on them.
This routine will end in 20 minutes. Enjoy your meal.
So that's my Alexa alarm again that just randomly pops up sometimes. So maybe that was a sign for you. Maybe you know, the name Alexa, or lunchtime, or maybe, you know, you had a very significant lunch date together. Who knows? I'm not going to stress about that or edit it out. There's obviously a reason somebody needed to hear that. So we had the Ace of Wands come up. I'm asking for more information. What else does pile 3's person want to tell us? And we have the Sun, the Moon, interesting, and the Ten of Cups. So really, you know, what I'm hearing is that this person wants you to know they think about you from sun up to sundown. They think about you nonstop. You are what brightens their day. You are also what gives them an immense amount of satisfaction, passion, drive, inspiration. This Ace of Wands, they really definitely want to come towards you. There's also some confusion here, some slight confusion with the Moon energy. This may have had to be a secret affair, or there's some element of this that's definitely not able to be out in the open right now. I don't think they're able to be very honest with what they're feeling. They're probably having to put on a brave face or just act like nothing's bothering them. Again, if they're involved in another connection, this would make sense why everything has to be obscured. But let's go ahead and ask, what is this Moon energy about? The Knight of Swords and the Star. So I think, you know, again, this also relates to this idea of mental confusion or mental fatigue. With the Knight of Swords, this is somebody who usually is more action-oriented and impulsive, wanting to come forward, but can also represent, again, this idea of communication, of thinking things through. With the Star here, this is this idea of faith and optimism. And I think together as a clarifier to the Moon, it just says that this person, you know, has very deep-seated emotion for you that they ruminate in. They think about this quite often. They struggle to not act on these impulses. You know, I almost think of how the tides are just automatically impacted by the effects of the Moon's energy and force on them. And this is how he feels, absolutely magnetized to you. There's such a strong indication of this person's desire to come forward towards you with this Ace of Wands as well. You are their ultimate happiness and their ultimate fulfillment with the Ten of Cups. They want you to know this, that them being in hiding or sort of stepping away from you is not how they truly feel about you. They think about you nonstop. They feel like you are it for them. You are the answer to their whole happiness, their whole life. Anything else? The Devil, the Seven of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the Nine of Pentacles. So this person has been sitting in a lot of emotion. I have the King of Cups here on the bottom, but they haven't acted on it because they've been a little bit resistant. You know, they've had some, this devil energy is never good. You know, it's indicative of past bad habits, addictions, attachments, just negative restrictions, anything that's, you know, not of the highest vibrational energy that's kind of been holding them back, making them be in this resistant energy where they've been unable to act or come towards you. But with the Nine of Pentacles, this person is, been very focused on their security, on getting themselves balanced. They're feeling a lot, they're wanting to act on it, but they're not taking that action until they're stepping back in their power. I'm also seeing the Seven of Wands here as, coming into clarity. Look at the eye that's on that hand. So this is somebody who's, aware of things, even if they were resisting at some point in time, but they've become aware of it. And again, we had that enlightenment kind of nod with that Justice card. This person's aware of a lot of things. Knight of Swords, another idea of clarity, but they're not acting yet. They're withholding or restraining themselves. They're resisting. And I think that's because they still have some things in their past that they need to resolve. They're still trying to get themselves into a place where they feel comfortable and confident. Again, this idea I think came up earlier about perhaps a lack of confidence, certainly feeling shy, feeling reserved, feeling like they don't know entirely if you want to hear from them, if they, would be received well if they were to come back. And they also don't know if they can have success independently. Right now, this situation that they're in, although it's unhappy, it's very comfortable, it's very secure. And they may very well definitely feel as though it's best to remain in this situation because it's, the fear of the unknown. It's easier to stay someplace where you're safe and comfortable, although unhappy, than to risk something entirely new. You don't know what, security lies for you in something that is unknown to you. And this person values their material security as well. There could even be, with this Nine of Pentacles energy, a financial component that holds them back from taking action towards you. Again, if they have a marriage or a family or another relationship to consider, then that would be a very difficult thing for them to decide to do because there could be very practical financial matters at stake. But we have the Fool energy, and this is somebody who wants that new beginning. The Three of Swords on the bottom here, they want to heal that hurt that they've caused you. I definitely think that there's been a breakdown of some kind, and I definitely see a breakup or a breakaway, that they have walked away, and there's been a lot of pain that's been caused as a result of that. So I do think that they want to definitely come back towards you. They want to right something that they've done wrong. They've hurt you, and they know this, and they know that the choice they've made, and again, Three of Swords can also be a reference to three, a third party. They know that whatever they've done and what they've chosen really hasn't perhaps been the best, or that they want to choose differently this time. They want to move on. Six of Swords. They want to be in this beautiful, loving soulmate energy, the Six of Cups with you. But there's a lot of change that would have to occur with this Death card. There's a lot of things that need to transform in order to make that possible. So let's go ahead and see with the Oracle. This is the Priestess of Light Oracle deck. I don't even think I said that one time today. Whoops. Well, it's always in my description box anyway. Let's go ahead and see what else does pile 3 need to know about what their person wants to say to them, about these messages that they've received. Any guidance or advice from Spirit on what does pile 3 need to know? The Shamanic Journey, Purpose, Attunement, and Vision Quest, card 23. Deep Emotions, Unknown Feelings, Past Life Influences, card 15. And card 19, Death and Rebirth, Darkness to Light. So what this is saying, pile 3, first of all, we have several repeating number sequences. So I don't know if you've asked for certain numbers as your sign, but we have here the number 5. The 5 has come up, several times for you, I feel. I'm pretty sure. Now I'm going to be made a liar on camera. Can't find it in this pile. But anyway, the idea of change. 5 is the number of change and of higher learning in tarot, and there's a lot of change going on with the Death card especially. This also is echoed in the Death and Rebirth, Darkness to Light card, which is card 19 or 10, which is symbolic of completion. And we, of course, had the 10 of Swords here, representing a needed ending that they have to make. But the Shamanic Journey card of Purpose, Attunement, and Vision Quest, being a card 5, is about change. It's about focus. It's about tuning into the energies of this situation, trusting your intuition. I believe that you feel this very strong soulmate energy or soul tie to this person as well. And I don't think that even though they've caused you so much pain, that you want to be rid of them, that you don't want to have this new beginning with them. And I think if that's the case, you really need to get in touch with your emotions, deep feelings, deep emotions, unknown feelings, past life influences, past life or past history with this person as an influence I'm feeling. You need to tune into your deeper emotions, pile 3, about what you feel for this person and get very clear with the universe. Again, ask and it is given. So get very clear with what you're wanting out of this situation with this person. I think that this person being so tied to you so deeply at the soul level is often confused and feeling these kind of muddled energies. It says unknown feelings. And I feel like that could be a bit of this back and forth energy where at times you may feel that you want this person back, or you may feel receptive to them coming in again. Other times you feel very hurt and very shut out and like you want to do the same to them, or that you don't want to entertain this energy again in the future. And I think they pick up on that very much. And that's what's been holding up any sort of reunion and them coming back in, is because of the fact that they feel this unsettled energy coming from you at the soul level that sort of prevents that unconditional love from flowing. It's card 15, which is card 6. And we've definitely had a lot of 6s come up. I know that for a fact. We have the 6 of Cups and the 6 of Swords. Again, all these references to love, to change, to death and rebirth, endings of cycles. You need to tune into what your own purpose is right now. There's things that you need to take care of as well, pile 3. Again, you need to attune into your intuition. You need to see the bigger picture of things, and you need to be open to change as well. I think that your energy is in need of a bit of rebalancing also. And your person, again, is saying, you know, I'm changing. There's a lot of things that I'm releasing and letting go of, but there's some things that you need to do as well. And one of those things is to be more sincere and deliberate in your creation of how you want to show up in this connection and what you're wanting from this other person. You're sending out some mixed signals energetically. And I don't know necessarily if you were aware of that. So that was important to come through today. Finally, let's go ahead and just get a little bit of, I don't know, final words from your person. A little bit of further message and insight from your person. Pile 3's person, what else do they want? Ooh, pile 3 to know. You can't see it, it's off camera, but I just had a ton of cards spill out. So, you know what? It's the end of the day, end of the reading. We'll take them all. It's like half the deck. Here we go. Unfurling. Full bloom. Nourish. Riverbanks. Letting go. Letting go, 10 of Swords, sharp edges, and flowing. So this tells me a very clear story here. So first of all, your person, pile 3, unfurling, they're coming together. They're coming undone, but they're coming back into full bloom. I think that they really are releasing and letting go of something big, but it's taking time. They're resistant to fully doing that. And that's because it hurts. It's painful. They've already hurt you, and they're going to have to hurt other people as well in this situation. In order to fully let go and release this other situation, this other connection that they're in, it involves a lot of adjustment, a lot of change. They're having a hard time flowing with that right now, even though as their emotions are flowing very big for you, they are just allowing themselves sort of to be pushed along right now. They're not taking action. They're feeling very much the need to just, I guess, nourish themselves, look within, and then focus on whatever is presenting in the current moment and not being so action oriented. I'm just again hearing that there's a lot of resistance for them to take action right now because of how much that would involve in terms of affecting other people, other energies. There's a lot at stake here, and they do want to let go. I do think they're in the process of doing this, and they will fully flow with the energies of this connection. There's so much water energy here. There's so much energy of abundance, of them coming into something greater, of them nourishing themselves and being reborn as this wonderful energy that can come towards you with more sincerity, with more ability to show up and reciprocate to you. Again, we got that 6 of Pentacles energy. The Queen of Cups, I want to bring her out because we've had so much water here. And again, this is giving me this idea of them seeing you and all of your worth and value, having these deep emotions for you. But there is this idea of a mismatch or imbalance in your energy as well. At times you may have sharp, jagged edges to your energy. You may feel very cutting towards them, like you maybe don't want them to come back. And at other times your emotions are flowing just as heavily as theirs are. And they're just a little bit confused. They want to let go, but they're unable to do that fully. They're in a state of confusion with that 2 of Swords energy. And that's because of the fact that you also are there at times with regard to this connection. But they are definitely wanting to come back stronger, come back better, bloom this connection into fruition. And they really are rebirthing themselves. We've got so many indications of change and of positive movement forward. You know, coming into full bloom is like this idea of complete abundance, just beautiful, beautiful abundance that they can see and know is possible here. And yet they just need to continue to flow for right now is what I'm hearing. They need to allow the current of their emotions to push them forward, allow their intuition to absorb them and bring them into a state of being where they can feel more confident and ready to step into this energy with you, this soulmate energy. You know, they need to release a lot, and they're still doing that. They're in the process of that. It's just going to take a little bit more time. I want to go ahead and pull a few cards. For some reason, I feel called to see. Is anything shifting with this person? What do they want you to know about their intentions for you or their actions? We have the Seven of Swords, Temperance, the Queen of Swords, and the Hermit. So again, they're strategizing. They're finding out a way to rebalance. We've got two indicators strongly of balance and of alignment as well. Almost the same image. I have to show you this. Between Justice and this Temperance card. Look at how this is almost the same image with this beautiful light of illumination surrounding the head or the crown chakra with these two figures, these two women. So there's an idea of balance strongly supported throughout this reading. The idea of change and of transformation and of wanting to balance things out and create that alchemy so that you guys can come back together. And they're planning this right now actively as we speak. You know, they're strategizing, they're organizing, they're planning, they're using their discernment. But at the same time, this is also giving me a different energy of saying that they're, you know, coming up with sharp edges. They're worried about the pain this may cause. They're worried about how you'll receive them. This is why they continue to sort of hang back. So a lot of factors at play. They're not entirely ready to come forward yet, but I do feel like this will be changing. What's shifting is they're in the planning phase. So expect to see changes at some point in the future, but know that you need to get ready as well. Again, be clear and deliberate in what you are sending out to the universe. You don't want to have those confusing, unknown emotions. If you feel deeply for this person, and I do believe that you do, then stay in that Queen of Cups energy and make sure that you are embodying love and light so that you can make the way and light the way for your person. All right, pile 3, I certainly hope that this reading has been helpful to you, that it's provided you with some clarity and insight into what your person wants to say to you. I think some wonderful messages came through for you all. I pulled some extra cards for you as well, maybe to make up for those little interruptions, but they were meant to be there as well for a reason. I'm not sure why, but again, could be a sign for you, could just be a little nod from spirit, who knows. But anyway, I think some great things came out for you today, so I'm so happy that I could read for you. It's my pleasure to connect. Again, I am so honored always and grateful and thankful to everybody that chooses to share space with me. It means the world to me for you to come and watch my readings. If you have enjoyed this reading and it's resonated for you, I would love for you to go ahead and subscribe, like, and share. Interact with the channel. Leave me a comment even if you prefer. Because it not only encourages me to provide more content, but of course, you know, the more engagement that you have with the channel, the more you will be made aware and notified every time I post. I do plan to post pretty frequently, as much as I possibly can. I do both these longer pick-a-card readings and then also short pick-a-card readings that are 60 seconds long. Those are kind of fun. So stay tuned for those. Those come out fairly frequently as well. In the meantime, I am sending you so much love and light and positive energy as you navigate through this situation and just in general in life. I hope you're taking very good care of yourself. I hope to see you in a future reading, and until next time, bye-bye.